Have you ever woken up and felt the weight of the world pressing down on you? Like the very air around you is heavier, the days are longer, and no matter what you do, you just can't seem to catch a break? Maybe it feels like every step forward is met with 2 steps back. Or maybe you're standing still, paralyzed by fear, pain, or uncertainty. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I've been there. But let me tell you something that changed my life. I learned that the moments when life feels the hardest, those moments when you feel broken, empty, or lost, are the moments that define you. They shape who you are. They build your character, your strength, and your courage. I wasn't always the person standing in front of you, sharing my story, inspiring others, and living a life of purpose. There was a time when I felt like my life wasn't worth living. Born without arms or legs, I faced ridicule, rejection, and overwhelming despair. I looked at my reflection and saw nothing but limitations. But here's what I realized. Life's challenges are not there to defeat you. They're there to strengthen you. The obstacles you face aren't meant to stop you. They're meant to prepare you for what's ahead. You may not understand it now, but every trial, every hardship, every tear you shed has a purpose. Think about a tree standing tall during a storm. The winds howl, the rain pours, and the branches bend under the pressure. But when the storm passes, that tree stands even stronger because its roots have grown deeper. You're like that tree. Every storm you endure strengthens your roots. Every challenge you face builds your resilience. And when the sun shines again, you'll see that you've grown in ways you never imagined. First, remember that you are not your circumstances. Your value is not determined by what you can or cannot do, by what you have or don't have. Your worth is inherent. It's unshakable. You were created with a purpose, and no amount of failure, pain, or rejection can take that away from you. Second, focus on what you can do, not what you can't. When I was younger, I spent so much time fixating on my limitations that I forgot to see my potential. I thought about all the things I couldn't do. Play sports, hold a pencil, hug someone with my arms. But the moment I shifted my perspective, everything changed. I began to see what I could do. I could inspire people with my story. I could show them that life is about more than physical abilities. I could love deeply, laugh freely, and live fully. And so can you. Third, embrace gratitude. It's hard to feel thankful when life knocks you down, but gratitude is a powerful force. It shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right. It reminds you of the blessings you have, even in the midst of pain. Start small. Find one thing, just one thing, you're grateful for today. Maybe it's the breath in your lungs, the smile of a friend, or the sunrise that painted the sky this morning. Gratitude doesn't erase your struggles, but it gives you the strength to face them. Fourth, take action. When life challenges you, it's tempting to retreat, to curl up in a ball and wait for the storm to pass. But growth doesn't happen in retreat. It happens in action. Take one small step forward. Maybe it's reaching out to someone for help, setting a small goal for yourself, or simply deciding to get out of bed and face the day. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. And fifth, surround yourself with the right people. The voices you listen to will shape your reality. Choose friends, mentors, and communities that uplift you, that believe in you, and that remind you of your worth when you forget it. Life is not meant to be faced alone. Lean on others and let them lean on you. And finally, never lose hope. Hope is the anchor that keeps you steady in the storm. It's the light that guides you when everything around you feels dark. Even when you can't see the path ahead, hold on to hope. Because hope whispers, this is not the end. Better days are coming. Let me tell you a story. There was a time in my life when I wanted to give up. I couldn't see a future for myself. I thought, what's the point? No one will ever love me. I'll never be able to achieve anything meaningful. But then one day I realized something. Giving up wasn't an option. I had to find a reason to keep going, no matter how small. And that reason became the spark that ignited a fire within me. I started to dream again, to believe again, to fight again. And slowly, step by step, my life began to change. Today, I'm standing here not as someone who has it all figured out, but as someone who chose to rise above life's challenges. And if I can do it, so can you. Because here's the truth. The power to overcome lies within you. It's not about being fearless. It's about facing your fears. It's not about never falling. It's about rising every time you do. So my friend, the next time life challenges you, remember this. You are stronger than you think, braver than you feel, and capable of more than you know. You have what it takes to turn your pain into purpose, your struggles into strength, and your trials into triumphs. Obstacles are not the end of the road. They're opportunities to grow, learn, and become stronger. Think about the people you admire most. Their greatness often stems not from an easy life, but from the resilience they built through adversity. I had to learn this the hard way. Growing up without arms or legs, I could have easily spent my life stuck in despair, asking why I was born this way. But when I began to focus on what I could do instead of what I couldn't, my life changed. Each challenge you face is like a piece of sand in an oyster. It feels irritating and painful at first, but over time, it shapes something beautiful. Your perspective is the key to turning pain into power. When you start looking at struggles as opportunities, you'll find yourself unlocking strength you didn't know you had. When life hits hard, it can feel like the weight of the world is pressing down on you. You look up and the mountain ahead seems impossibly high. But here's the truth. You don't climb a mountain in one giant leap. You do it step by step. Little steps are powerful because they create momentum. They remind you that progress is possible even if it's slow. Maybe you're dealing with loss, financial struggles, or mental health challenges. Whatever the battle, break it down into manageable actions. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to move forward? It could be as simple as writing down a goal, calling a friend, or getting out of bed when it feels impossible. I've faced mountains that seemed insurmountable. There were days I felt like I couldn't even face the mirror, let alone the world. But I discovered that each small act of courage, choosing gratitude, reaching out for support, or daring to dream, created ripples of change in my life. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps. Because with each step, you're proving to yourself that you can rise, even when the odds are against you. Surround yourself with those who uplift you. These might be family, friends, mentors, or even a community of people who share your struggles. Connection is a source of strength. It's in the hugs, the conversations, and the moments of shared humanity that we find the courage to keep going. But it's not just about receiving support. It's also about giving it. When you help someone else, even in your struggles, you find healing and purpose in ways you never imagined. When life throws challenges your way, the natural instinct is to focus on what's wrong, what's missing, or what you've lost. The pain, frustration, and confusion can feel overwhelming, and it's easy to get stuck asking, why me? But here's the thing. The way you see your challenges shapes how you respond to them. And how you respond will ultimately define the outcome. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this? It's not an easy shift to make, especially when you're in the thick of hardship. But let me tell you a truth I've discovered. The toughest battles in life often hold the greatest opportunities for growth. Take the example of my own life. I was born without arms or legs, a reality that seemed at first glance like an insurmountable obstacle. Growing up, I faced bullying, rejection, and deep feelings of inadequacy. I remember looking at others and feeling the weight of envy and despair. Why couldn't I have what they had? Why was I stuck in a body that seemed to limit me at every turn? What is this for? Why couldn't I have what they had? Why was I stuck in a body that seemed to limit me at every turn? But one day I realized something that changed my life forever. My struggles didn't have to define me. I couldn't control my circumstances, but I could control how I responded to them. Instead of seeing my physical challenges as a curse, I began to see them as an opportunity. A chance to inspire others, to show the world that limitations are often just illusions. Imagine you're standing at the base of a massive staircase, and you're told you have to climb to the very top. If you focus only on how far you have to go, the task will feel impossible. And if you focus on how far you have to go, you'll anticipate the road created by impossibilities. This principle has been a guiding force in my life. When I was younger, I struggled to find purpose. I looked at all the things I couldn't do. Simple tasks that others took for granted, like brushing their hair or walking across a room, and felt defeated before I even tried. For example, I didn't start out speaking to massive audiences around the world. My journey as a motivational speaker began with one small decision to share my story with a single group of people. That one step led to another. and another, until I found myself on stages I never could have imagined. Whatever mountain you're facing right now, remember this: you don't have to climb it all at once. Start with what's in front of you. Maybe it's making a phone call, sending an email, or simply deciding to get out of bed and face the day. And don't forget to celebrate your progress along the way. Even the smallest wins are worth acknowledging because they remind you that you're moving forward. Progress, no matter how slow, is still progress. And every step you take brings you closer to the top of that mountain. Life's challenges can feel isolating, but the truth is, you don't have to face them alone. No one is meant to walk through life in solitude. We are wired for connection, for community, for love. When you're going through a storm, one of the most powerful things you can do is reach out and lean on the people who care about you. But let's be real, asking for help isn't always easy. Sometimes it feels like admitting weakness or burdening others. But here's what I've learned. True strength is found in vulnerability. When you let others in, when you share your struggles and allow yourself to be supported, you create space for healing and growth. Think about the people in your life who lift you up, who believe in you, and who remind you of your worth when you forget it. Those are the people you need to surround yourself with. They're your anchor when the waves get rough. And if you feel like you don't have anyone to lean on, don't be afraid to seek out new connections. Join a community, reach out to a mentor, or even connect with someone who's been through a similar struggle. But it's not just about receiving support, it's also about giving it. When you help others, even in the midst of your own pain, something incredible happens. You begin to see your struggles in a new light. They become a source of empathy, compassion, and purpose. And through it all, hold on to hope. Hope is not just a feeling, it's a choice. It's the belief that no matter how dark things seem, there's light on the other side. For me, my faith was my source of hope. It reminded me that I was created for a purpose, that my life had meaning, even when I couldn't see it. Hope whispers, this is not the end. It tells you to keep going, to keep believing, to keep fighting. And when you hold on to hope, even in your darkest moments, you'll find the strength to rise. You are stronger than you think, braver than you feel, and capable of more than you know. Life's challenges are not there to break you, they're there to build you. So shift your perspective, take small steps, and lean on hope and community. Because the best chapters of your story are still ahead. And I can't wait to see you rise. Stein.